Hey, it's your boy, Mew2King.
And it's Salem.
And today we're going to talk about Captain Falcon in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Captain Falcon's from the F-Zero series, and F-Zero GX is the greatest racing game of all time. What I need to know, first off, what your favorite Captain Falcon skin is. Which one is it? Let me give you some history behind them. This is the F-Zero GX Falcon. He's a great racer. This is from F-Zero GP Legend, where the famous Falcon Punch. You saw that anime Falcon Punch on YouTube? This is the one. And I actually watched this just before I won Summit 6.
Wasn't that a bomb or something?
I don't want to give spoilers.
Wow.
I'm not going to say anything. If I say anything, people will get mad at me. So I'm going to say nothing.
I like the colors that are usually like white. Whitish.
All right. You like Candy Cane Bubblegum Falcon. I think I used that one against... I usually use these two. The Anime Falcon and Bubblegum Falcon. I used Captain Falcon just for fun originally for years. Like before Brawl came out, I just used him for fun because I just do like all these moonwalks and all this crazy stuff. Just like because you're bored, you just want to have fun, you know. But then later I accidentally got good because I just practiced all characters, so I just got good by accident anyway. And then I was like, wait, let me use him in tourney, and I didn't win against PPMD, but I put up a respectable fight, and both times I fought him with Falcon against Marth. It was a last stock, and Hacks back then in 2014 said I gave him inspiration to use him again. He didn't go through with that so-called inspiration for Falcon, but it did inspire him at that time. So, you know, I'm respectful. I'm respectful of the character. Like, I'm probably like top 10 in the world of Falcon.
Falcon! Punch!
How to control Falcon. So first, when the match starts, you run up and knee him in the face.
That's an entire
spike
attack.
him.
You missed. Old Mew2King would have hit that.
Shut up!
100%.
So anyway, Falcon likes to dash dance. I told you about dash dance in the last video. It's super good. So the thing with Falcon is he's the fastest runner in the game, and he also has the fastest dash in the game. Marth's dash is better in the sense that he moves his body really, really far away at the beginning. But Falcon is like probably like top 2 in the game for dash dance specifically. Like I'd say Marth's the best. Not the furthest, but the best because of how he moves his body. But Falcon's is the best, like, in the sense that he has a way faster run. He has a bigger threat window. And just having the fastest run and the fastest dash in the game is really useful. So, like, look how fast. Like, I'm here. A few frames later, I'm already over here. Not too different than Marth. And, of course, he can go, like, back and forth really hard. And then you can do a lot of things out of dash dance. So, basically, Falcon's neutral is you just, like, you're spacing the aerials and stuff. Like, Wizzy always does this stuff and usually just, like, float charge to dash away or something. But then, like, you can do this, and then, like, try to come at me from there. Like, sorry, I messed up. Just come at me from there. You can, like, dash dance grab and stuff. But it doesn't always have to be that, because, like, a lot of times if they fade back or something, it won't be, like, a guaranteed punish. Like, sometimes dash dance grab, especially in the old days, it used to be a guaranteed punish, because people were stupid and always did the same approach in the same exact way every single time. Now people try to do, like, baits and walls, like, fade back aerials to, like, create a wall of hitboxes and stuff. So while you may not get a guaranteed hit, you can get like frame advantage, positional advantage. So like if I made you strike first,
Such a great stage.
So let's say you try to do an aerial, do an aerial. So like there, okay. So what you're not doing is fading back. You can do this. A lot of people do the fade back aerial. Yeah, if you do that, the dash dance grab gets harder. It's still possible, but it's more difficult than if you aimed it right in front of me. So there's different ways. Like a lot of Falcons, they overshoot. So stand where you are and shield. A lot of Falcons do something like that. They can do that with a down air, or they can do it with like pretty much any aerial. Down air is just a common one. I could have done nair or knee there, for example. Speaking of knee, you can actually knee grab, and I grab 1 frame first. Falcon's whole neutral is all about the dash dance and a wall of aerials. What I mean by wall of aerials, I mean this and this. So like Wizzy does this stuff a lot. And then wall of aerials, and then randomly overshoot, and then you barely land behind them. And if you land behind them, most characters, like, they can't sure grab you. And most characters don't have a move that, like a Mr. Game & Watch up you at a shield and ultimate. What are they going to do to punish you? You know what I mean? Like, it's difficult. There's no guaranteed punish. So you basically do that, and it's like, if you shield it, not only is there a lot of shield stun, but they can't punish at a shield immediately. Like, almost every character doesn't have a punish off that. It's, like, still, quote, neutral. And it's debatable who has the advantage and stuff. So by dash dance camping, doing a wall of aerials, like wall of nair and wall of back airs, and then doing the overshoot barely landing behind the opponent, that's a lot of what neutral comes down to.
Okay, but what about moonwalking?
I can teach moonwalk real fast, because I've thought of this before. So the easiest way is left, right, half circle, downwards. So another way of wording this is left, right, down, back, back. Or left, right, down, back, back. It's some oh, by the way, some controllers do it way better than others, and some controllers only do it well on one side. So if you do the same inputs on like several different controllers, you notice that some controllers do it way better, and there's other controllers that only do it well on one side. It's really obnoxious. See, like this controller, it's harder on the right. But if I was like, so let me try your controller. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I couldn't do it on the right on mine. So yeah, I can do it on yours. I used to edge guard people like this. Ugh. I love edge guarding noobs like this.
But you don't need it.
You don't need it. But why not?
I mean, it'd be hype to hit in
tournament. It is hype. I've done that type of stuff.
In tournament?
Yes.
Okay, well.
I'm sure you probably wanted about like tech chasing and stuff. No, tech chasing, you down throw, wave dash, you dash, wave dash to where they land, and then just react. But that stuff is super, super hard, and it's basically like, it's kind of all or nothing. Like, you're either god at it or it sucks. Which is why Falcon's really annoying in the meta, because like Wizrobe's literally the only person in the world that does this consistently. If you take away Wizrobe from the equation, every other Falcon mixes up reads because their reactions are not consistent enough. You could also just go for reads, so like try to tech in place. Like you can do stuff like that, or maybe it's better to just like do it like this. Like stuff like that, and then you can do like knees and other types of tech chases and stuff like that. Stuff like that is pretty common. Or some people just try to do other reads, like they dash here and then do double knees. Some people just want to hold center and do like cover center. And there's a lot of ways to do it. A lot of it involves stomps and knees. So you kind of guess attack and do down airs and or forward airs.
So about Falcon's roll and spot dodge.
Okay, here's the summary. His spot dodge and roll. His spot dodge is quite a bit below average. His roll is average, which is why rolling is usually better. I don't recommend spot dodging. Wizzy does it, and I still don't think he should do it. I always tell him I always tell him to stop doing it. Its frame data from starting speed to total time is it's quite a bit below average. I recommend rolling instead. Oh, and other movement stuff on the ledge. There's stuff like this you can do, just like that. Maybe a little bit more frame perfect and fast. Wizrobe does it a lot. It's completely invincible if you do it right. Wizzy practices it, and he's pretty much fully invincible almost every single time. Especially when he's a good controller and he's actually in practice in the game, he very rarely ever messes up when he's in peak performance. He only usually messes up if he's out of practice or if his controller is bad.
That's broken.
Yeah, but it's broken, but only if you practice it. Melee is basically a game where there's a lot of broken stuff, but it's broken if you're really, really, really good at it. But if you're not really, really, really good at it, then it just sucks. Which means the skill barriers are really high. Like if you're not invincible, like watch. You try doing it.
Oh my god.
See? And if you did it a little bit slower, like you waited an extra 2 or 3 frames, I might have been able to F-tilt you. Like watch. See?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's like really like you literally have to like Falcon main.
That's work.
Yes. Between the tech chases and all the techs he has, he benefits a lot from being specifically a Falcon main.
Okay.
Falcon!
All right, I'm gonna go over Falcon's moves real quick and how good they are and when you should use them. Gentlemen, it's really complicated and I don't know all the details, but basically there's like 3 ways to do Gentleman, but it's really complex. Like Gentleman means punch, knee without the rapid jab, and that's a separate thing entirely that I don't even know. So look that up on your own. The triple knee is very good. Anyway, F-tilt. Very specific. Sometimes you can use it after a throw. Like if you're a midweight and I can do stuff like that, and it might knock you down. Not yet, but at certain percents it might, like on a spacey. It's a very specific move. Not even all the Falcons use it. Sometimes Falcons do this, and if you like block that, like let's say you block that move, and I was expecting you to wave dash out of shield toward me or just try to retaliate, I could F-tilt it right after. Those are the situations for that. It's a niche move. It is very specific use. Not useless, but not one of his broken moves by any means. Up tilt, sometimes used in a ditto. Like, let's say you're trying to up B and recover. Try up B, try to go to ledge. Like, I can just do that. That's pretty much the use for that.
That's it?
And Falcon ditto edge guard, and everyone calls it lame. And then there's a down tilt. This is also like you up throw a spacey at like a certain mid percent, and instead of F tilt, you just do down tilt or something. It's basically something you use like after a throw. I usually, not even all the Falcons use this, just to show. It's another niche move, kind of like F tilt. Grab, super good, because it leads to up and down throw combos. up throw combos, basically on a floaty, you up throw them after like 20, 30, and you just spam up airs. That's the short version. It depends on depending on the character. Like Peach, you want to full like after 20, like full hop up air, landing up air, and then just do up airs. Marth Sheik, like get him like 30, and then up throw up air, and then you either regrab or do other things. It's basically like a Falcon flow trap for like every character. But that's basically the nutshell. Like up throw floaty at 20, 30, and just do up airs, and then either lead it to more up airs, more aerials, or regrab. Regrab on the middle weight, keep more up airs on the floaties. And then down throw versus Jigglypuff because she goes too high from up throw. And down throw knee against like Peach and Jigglypuff to get KOs because otherwise they're escape from up throw. You have smash attacks. This is whatever. This move's kind of a joke. It could be good on the platform. Like let's say throw you to platform, like on Yoshi's or Fountain, and you want to read like Tech in Place or something. You can do something like that. Wheezy's been experimenting with that to see if that might be good. He's undecided if it's optimal or not. He hasn't decided, so we don't know how great it is or not. But it's a specific move. This can be good. I think down smash is like an easy mode thing, like DI in and then tech randomly. No, DI in. So that means up toward. Like depending on the character, it might cover both or it might not. Like the back kick might have covered tech roll in, and it may not have. Depends on character, DI, %, and all these other factors. It may or may not cover all the options there. As an easy mode. Sometimes I've told Wizzy to do that in tournament because like when you're nervous in tournament, you might mess up more. So he could just do something like a quick down throw, and then like, depending on the exact spacing, it may or may not cover all the options. A forward smash is just strong. It's basically like slightly weaker than Falcon Punch, but only barely. But like obviously a lot more useful. Like you can up throw a spacey at like 100 and do that, but then again you can just do knee anyway. So his smashes or whatever. Aerials is where Falcon really gets good. Falcon's Nair, it's a 2-hit move. It does 12 damage if it hits. But it's really good as like a wall. So let's say it's also like, if this hits like a spacey at mid %, like 40, I don't know exactly, let's just say 40, 50% or something, like this, it'll knock them over. And then imagine you have Wizzy reaction time, you can lead that to a KO. You can lead that to a KO. Or if you want to guess, you can do guesses too. Like, just do it, you know. It knocks them over, tech chase equals good for you. So you can start neutral by being into a tech chase if you can do that. And it has a pretty good hitbox at the edge of his foot. Not quite like a Sheik forward air range, but more than like a Fox Nair range. Like it'll beat Fox's Nair, like if you tip with the foot, but it will lose to like a Sheik fair. Just to give an idea of the hitbox. Back air's even better for camping, and Wizzy opts for this move a lot. The other Falcon's not as much, but Wizzy does this if they try to approach him. And it's a bigger hitbox and it hits harder. So it's basically a better Nair defensively, but yeah, as I said, Wizzy's the only super defensive of the top Falcons, so the other Falcons don't use it as much. They could use it more, but it's quite a good move on block and on hit. Knee is really good. If I do this right, I can knee grab you. Shield. I didn't do that optimally, but let's say I was frame perfect. I have like, I don't know, a frame advantage or something. It's also based on port, because port 1 has the advantage there. Oh. But assuming we're both frame perfect and it's fresh and whatnot, I have a very, very slight advantage. But yeah, you can actually just knee grab. A lot of people don't do that though, probably because it's like, you know, like maybe if I was a little slow, you could grab first, or ports and staleness and stuff. But I'm just saying that could be a thing. Up air is pretty safe. Like try to shield grab this. Like I can just buffer roll away. I could have gone the other way too, or I could have gentleman, which I'm not good at. But if you're good at gentleman, you can do that too. Because this punch knee, and then even if you're trying to crouch the knee, it like puts you on the ground anyway because it's so strong. And then the rapid jab sucks. No one wants to rapid jab it. The way they could melee was weird. So up air is the knee's safe, up air's safe. Nair can be safe, especially if you space it. Pretty much his aerials are safe. And for a downer, you could shield grab it, but watch, try shield. I'll land behind you. And then it's like, how are you going to punish? And then Falcons like to do this, and then they shield, and because people usually retaliate, or it's kind of like guessing game after that. Or like just certain flow charts and stuff. Basically, his aerials are all God. The short version is he's an aerial character. You're always doing aerial and then trying to get tech chases and grabs. And on floaties, you're doing the up air stuff. Since I'm not amazing at tech chasing, my Falcon used to be good against floaties. So like or middleweights. So like I was decent against Marth. I didn't beat PP, but in his prime, I still took in the last stock. So it's respectable. And you could still even go to higher heights and stuff. This move is completely broken also. Because this move's hitbox, it's like debatably the best up air in the game. It's hard to show it in the Ditto, but against a Floatio character, like let's say Peach or Puffs is floating and air stalling, you could be like, I don't care. Or if you want to be safer, you can do this. If you want to be like, don't care, you can mix up the, don't care, whatever. Or if you want to be safer, you can do stuff like that. Or if you're reading a double jump or float, like they're going to float it or jump it aside, you can just do this. And like the way it works is like, see, like the tip of that foot has pretty good like hitbox on it, like pretty good disjoint. You can like, what's Puff for Pete's gonna do? Down air and trade 3 damage for like 13. Like that's a good trade for you, you know, stuff like that. So you can just not care about Puff and Peach's down air and stuff and just challenge them directly. The only move you have to really be wary of is like, I don't know, like Falco's down air, but even then, like if you trade with him, which is fine, it still puts him, it's gonna put you back on the ground and hit him. So basically, you can just challenge people in there, just up air and just. I don't care. Like, you don't have to always go for it, but the thing is, you can do it at any time. And depending on how you position yourself and do it, it can create 50-50s, conditioning, unreactables, and everything. Upper is basically God and underused, and everyone sucks with it. Needs for KOing. Like, this is literally just a move that kills really early. Like, just to show this power. So, like, if I knew you here, DI up toward. See. Oh, by the way. I could have just aerialed you after that because you DI'd in, but watch. Like, let's say you were at like 40% less. I could have double kneed or just up aired, and then like you would still been screwed. But there, I don't even need to. But basically, the knee will lead to kills anyway because if you don't DI correct, you die, and if you DI in, Falcon just does a running jump off, and then either knees you or weak knees you, or up airs you anyway and gets a second hit, which will very very likely kill you anyway. So basically, the moment you need, they're pretty much just full hop off, running full hop off. If they DI in, hit them again. If they don't DI in, well, they're probably dead anyway, just on that edge hog.
Okay.
It's really good stuff.
When does his move stop getting crouch canceled?
I don't know exact numbers, but like basically at 0, you can pretty much just crouch anything. I mean, we could just test it real quick.
Okay.
Like try to crouch. This might Sakurai angle you. No, it doesn't. Well, I guess rip. Well, I don't know if you can crouch knee. Oh, yeah, I mean, but like it like pushes you too far and stuff. Like this is the thing. Like pretty much every character gets bodied from crouch at 0. Like it's pretty much like a universal thing. But once your percent increases, like if I back air you now, like even if you try to retaliate, you're already sliding that distance. I'm already dashing away. There's no guaranteed punish. It's just like okay, I'm in less disadvantage or whatever. But you're still getting a nice juicy damage anyway. So it's like you're still getting good damage. And besides, I could just do raw grabs. If I think you're crouching or shielding, I can just read it with like grabs. Like None likes to do fake outs and just go for grabs and stuff, or like read rolls, crouch. He likes to do fake outs and trick you and play to the human habits and stuff. And Wizzy chooses the style of like concrete, wall spacing, and stuff like that. So there's different ways to play him successfully, and in theory you could even combine the two for different situations. Spacing aerials is a really big thing. All of his moves can pretty much be saved, and they're overall pretty good on block. Like you can just throw the aerial out. This is advantage. This can be rolled away. You can roll away. Like you can like dash away from this. Dare just land behind them. And if it hits, you're on the ground. Also, if it hits, like just get hit. See, like I can just grab anyway. Or if you're high percent, you just put on the ground.
So about his specials.
Oh yeah, the moves are so bad I forgot to even mention them. But here's Falcon Punch. I believe it comes out on frame of, I think it's 50. It's either 52 or 54. No, I think it's 52. It's like 0.86 repeating seconds. It's 52, right? Anyway, I think something like that. Something like that. That's and the aerial one's actually stronger. Why is that important? Okay, notice how much stronger that one was.
Oh, why?
Why? Because aerial Falcon Punch is slightly stronger. And why do you need to know that? Well, because in the home run contest, it hits it slightly harder despite doing the same amount of damage. This move, a lot of people use this for tech chasing. Oh. Like let's try to tech in place or tech row in. If I do that right, you can you can cover like a lot of common options. Oh. And a lot of Falcons like SCJ for example, he like opts to do that stuff because it's like okay, this covers a whole ton of common options. Oh, and on some characters like Falco, you can cover a bunch of options, and if you're wrong, you're still fine because you're only going to eat a 3 damage laser because as a punish. But Fox, if you do the same type of tech chase read and miss, Fox can run across the stage and hit you because he runs so much faster. Falcon Kick, it's good because, watch, at the beginning, I move back, you can use that to evade something, and then you get like 15 damage. And sometimes it even hits them in reverse behind them because like they're trying to like hit him, but then they're not expecting the pullback, and then they just get hit. That's a very specific move. Also, Wiz uses it in the air, like because people try to do at high level. You do frame traps, and this messes up your spacing. So it's good. It's good against the good player, Because it's like, you're trying to do like cover options. It's like, okay, it's falling down. But then he stalls in the air and it just messes people up. Let's say you space perfectly right in front of me. If I do that, there's a chance it'll hit you like where my back fist is, and it'll hit you off the stage. Because like in this game, unlike other Smash, like in Ultimate, a certain move will always hit you the same direction. The entire circle, like a hitbox is a circle, right, or an oval, it'll always hit you in one direction. In Melee, it's based on which 50% side you're on. So imagine a circle with a line cut down in the middle. And if you're more than like 50, 51% on one side, it's like the left 50% will hit one way, and the other 50% of the side, like left side hits you left, the right side hits you right, for example. So you get, that's why a lot of moves can send in reverse. Sometimes that's used on purpose, and sometimes it's just like, oh, it just worked out. But, you know, at high level, you kind of know from experience. Like sometimes people use like, do this reverse back air to up air. I'm not sure if it's actually good in tournament and stuff, but like, there are situations where you want to use a reverse hit of a move in Melee. Oh, another thing to up B. Sometimes people shield on the platform. Like, let's say, like right here. If I jump here, you're probably, like, scared, right? So, like, you shield my up air, and then that's unreactable. But at 0, you can actually punish me back because there's not enough hit stun. But, like, if you're, like, above 0, you're probably fine.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's just not good at specifically 0, basically, because then there's not enough hit stun.
Falcon! Punch!
So for comboing with Falcon, I don't really need to show like Fox, Falcon, Falcon because it's basically you just up, down throw, and then tech chase them. Or if they keep DIing in around 40%, you can actually chain grab them. But if they realize that or know that, they could just DI away and then make it much harder for you, and you have to tech chase them. Go someone like Marth or anyone, or Marth or Peach or Sheik or so on. So starting around like 20, 30% or so, like if I get to like 20 or 30, I don't remember exact numbers. But like let's just try like DI away. And then I could do stuff like that. There's more ways to like make it harder, like port 1 or port 4 affects it by 1 frame, and then there's things like SDI, which can make it harder, like up or down or different directions. But basically, you can do like up air regrab. It's not always guaranteed based on a lot of different factors, but like a basic flowchart you can start with is just like just up throw up air after like 20-ish. Basically, after 20-ish up throw up air, and starting around like 70, 67, 60 to 90 maybe, you can like up throw knee and stuff. I don't know exact numbers. So this could be wrong, but then if you're like really fast reactions like Wizzy, you can also just down throw knee. There are percents in like high percent, like not 100, but let's say like 70%, 80%. Like you can literally up throw or down throw knee on Marth. Marth can literally get true combo to death on both different throws and comboed really hard over percents. Like Wizzy likes to down throw from like 0 to 20, tech chase if they DI away and tech, or chain grab otherwise, or do like aerials if they like up air and nair. Like if you DI in at 0, he does stuff like this into regrab. He has a flowchart for everything, and he has quick reflexes, so he tries to learn optimally. There is an answer for every situation. This is a good starting thing, and then like after that, I could like I could try to up air again, or I can do something like this, and then right here, I'm not sure who has the advantage here. Like I may or may not be able to regrab, or I can just do jab 1 and try to grab again. But then you might be able to fam it. They can crouch that anyway. It's pretty big clutch trap. So 0 to 20 down throw, 20 plus or 30 plus up air.
Okay.
And that's not significantly different with Sheik and Peach. Like Peach skill is even higher, so you can start, but has less hit stun. But it's still similar to Marth, 20-ish up throw up airs. Sheik pretty much 30 plus. You up air regrab or up air to whatever. That's basically how it is. And Jigglypuff goes too high, so you always down throw. You always down throw knee or down throw up airs. Down throw knee is the better one, but down throw up airs are way easier. So like that's 14%, but that's enough to send you near. If you were at 0, I could have just grabbed you as I showed earlier. But here, I can do a bunch of stuff. I can hit you again if an aerial. I can go for a guaranteed grab, or I can do like just this and hope you miss tech, or hope you don't tech in place, and then cover no tech and tech in. And there's a bunch of ways like where you can either cover everything or everything except one thing. You can often either cover everything or sacrifice one option to cover everything but that option. There's a lot of ways Falcon can do such things, which makes him a really good character. But so yeah, there's a lot of situations where I can either cover everything or everything but one option. Like right here, there's no guaranteed knee, but I can still get like up air and stuff. But right here, I think up. I don't know if it works because I have the worst port, but I might be able to up throw knee combo you. And it won't. It's not a true hit stun combo, but since you don't have a Fox Shine, there's nothing you can do to escape it. Like your forward air comes out on frame 4, but starts overhead, and the double jump doesn't move you very fast. So considering all these things, it may not be true hit stun combo, but it can still be inescapable. And if I was port 4 and you were port 1, I'd have an even 1 frame easier advantage on that. Down throw and knee would have also comboed, but it's harder on the reactions. So yeah, Falcon has a lot of ways to kill someone like Marth, and it's not too different with like Sheik. You can still do like similar combos, like the up throw, knees with Sheik, down throw, and stuff. Down throw is more consistent, up throw is easier. Up throw is good on floaties, down throw, and a lot of other stuff.
Falcon! Punch!
Okay, so stages for Falcon kind of depends the matchup, but overall, Pokemon Stadium is consistently good. Like, Wizzy loves this stage, S2J likes this. Like, a lot of Falcons just love PS2. Pokemon Stadium. But it's not always your best option. It's just never a bad option. Like, against Fox, because Fox isn't going to kill in the ceiling anyway, and because you're going to use the Blast Zones better than him anyway, like, Dreamland is probably better versus Fox than, like, Battlefield. Like, I think, like, Dreamland and Battlefield are pretty good against Fox. Probably even more so than FD and Pokemon, in my opinion. Yoshi's and Fountain are often considered the worst, so you want to avoid these two because you can't really use your dash dance. These platforms mess up stuff. In the past, Fountain was considered the worst for Falcon. In more recent times, Yoshi's been considered the worst, but these are the two you want to try to stay away from. You generally do not like these in pretty much any matchup. Well, there might be matchups you like it, but overall, on average, these are usually your worst two. And Pokemon Stadium is often your best, and the rest is preference, play style, and matchups. I think he's above average on Battlefield, for example. Dreamland, a lot of people are like, oh, well, the floaty lives too long, but if you literally abuse platform camping like Wizzy, this is actually a really good stage for you too. And FD is like a double-edged sword. Like, you can get bodied really hard, or you can just body him really hard. It's really good if you just like to camp. Like, specifically dash dance camp. And Fountain, and Battlefield and Dreamland are really good if you like to abuse platforms and camp with them.
Falcon! Punch!
So against the most popular characters, for example, Fox, it's basically you just tech chase him to death. That's like the short version, but like obviously that's easier said than done. There's a lot of ways to hit him to the ground. Like you can just space a back air in there and just hit him to the ground and to win neutral. Because like it's easier to land those moves than it is like a raw knee, for example. So like you want to just use your spacing because Fox's weakness is like he doesn't have range, so you cannot range him with moves. A lot of characters, their game plan is to outrange Fox. So you can do like nairs and back airs like in place or run up and then do it in place to like wall out where you think hopefully he'll attack into you. But you could still beat laser camping. Like, for example, if you think the Fox is going to dash dance or laser camp, you could literally just run across the stage and make a read. Because he has the fastest rank speed. He could actually just make a read and just go for it and then get a kill. I've seen Wizzy do stuff like that before. Other Falcons opt for, like, aerial, land behind and stuff. It's never bad either. It really just comes down to how good you are at tech chasing, which is an entirely different video in itself that someone like Wizzy would be able to explain even better than me. Falco, good question. I think if they both play good, it's kind of screwed. But you don't want to get stuck in shield because his out of shield game is not that great. So the out of shield game that is not the game you want to play against Falco. You do not want to be locked down shield and play out of shield. That's probably his worst matchup. Puff, you're just camping. You're literally just camping Jigglypuff. Back airs, run away, platform camp, all the annoying, obnoxious stuff that every non-Wizzy Falcon doesn't want to do. You guys need to stop being stubborn. Marth. Neutral, I'm actually not really sure. Because, like, you can do, like, wall aerials, but if Marth throws out his sword, he's just going to trade or beat you. Assuming you all do it the right way. But, like, Marth could nair and it could still lose sometimes because it's, like, there's a gap between the sword hits. But overall, I'd probably just let dash dance camp Marth. But then, like, Marth can still beat it, but if, like, there's a lot of ways to go in and beat it. So it's a lot of guessing game. It's a pretty aggressive matchup in a way because they can both move across the stage quick. And they can both kill each other quick, so you kind of like, I've had matches where me and Wizzy have almost JV5'd each other within a few months span. There was a game I almost got JV5 stuck. There's a game he almost got JV5 stuck in the same matchup in like different months in the same year. That's how like it's even if you get almost JV5, you can still win or lose the other game just because of how the matchup goes. They both blow each other up. They can both kill each other 0 deaths at times from a reads or just combos. Sheik, you can really just watch Wizzy, like any Wizzy video. I'm not really sure the best approach. I mean, you can just camp her. I mean, the easy answer to a lot of things is that you can just not be stubborn, just camp. But I mean, that's like a cop out in a way, but it's like whatever. I see the same thing. You just camp.
Oh God.
Peach, when she's above you, you don't care about her down air because it doesn't matter, and you just up air. But basically, different ways of using up air in your movement. You can really just the risk reward is overall way in your favor. Also, you can really camp. Since she's slow, she's another character who can camp. That's the thing about having a high running speed. When you have a really great running speed and a really great dash, and a really far-moving like short hop dash, he has a lot of ways to. His threat range is big, which means he can make them strike first and then attack second. And this doesn't have to be a dash dance grab. It could be like dash dance snare, dash dance overshoot down air. There could be other things, and even if it's not a guaranteed hit punish, it's still like you might get them anyway, and even if it doesn't work out. Unless they know you're doing exactly that and waiting for exactly that, you're going to go unpunished most of the time.
Falcon! Punch!
So for how good Falcon is overall, I personally have Falcon number 6 on the tier list. He could be anywhere as high as 5 to as low as 8. In my opinion, it's number 6. He's definitely around that area. He's viable. You can still win a major. Like Wizzy's won a major, and while none in SCJ haven't won majors, they've gotten top 8 quite a bunch of times. He's good enough so that if you like the character, he's definitely worth investing in. Alright guys, let me know what other videos you guys want, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and email me at Mew2KingREC@gmail.com if you want coaching. I will get around to you guys as soon as I can. See you guys later.
See ya.